I've been afraid to exercise or work out ever since a recent health diagnosis. And this has caused me to think about the relationship that we have with our bodies, our physical health, and what we choose to do with these meat suits that we've been given while we still have them. It actually became a pretty emotional reflection for me, and maybe what I'm going to share will spark something in you too. Just recently, I went back to the emergency room because I thought that I had a new clot in my lungs. I'd started doing some pull-ups after not working out for a while. Then a few days later, I had this experience of chest tightness and a warm, tingling feeling in my left side, and I legit thought I was having a stroke. It was hard to know if it was a muscle thing, the after effects of a cold that I had a couple weeks earlier, or something else. But when it became a bit more noticeable, I went to the ER. They did an EKG to check my heart, a CT scan to look for clots in my lungs, a blood test, and a couple tests to check for respiratory issues like COVID. But once again, they found nothing. Now, as anyone with health anxiety will tell you, figuring out which symptoms are serious and which are not is really tough. It's a process of learning about and trusting your body. And so going to the ER, finding nothing wrong, and having doctors tell you it's probably just caused by stress and anxiety can be so frustrating because it feels like it means that you were wrong in your assessment of how serious the situation was. It feels like you can't trust your gut instinct. On the other hand, the news that I was clot-free felt like a clean bill of health. And so with that in mind, I took this as an opportunity to finally reintroduce some very, very light exercise into my life. One morning, I wake up and start my day with some stretching, some jumping exercises to get my heart rate up, and then some push-ups to start using my muscles again. After I'm done, I'm sitting on the floor, feeling my heart beating in my chest, and suddenly, I feel annoyed. I'm thinking about how when you start to have health issues, it can feel like your body is turning against you, like you have to fight to keep it in line, like you're not safe in it. For example, just recently, I had two completely separate conversations with two separate people, one in their 30s and one in their 40s. And both of them talked about going to the hospital recently because they thought they were having a heart attack. Or just recently, I stumbled across an Instagram story from one of my exes, someone I haven't followed for years, and she was reaching out to friends and family because her life partner, the father of her children, someone also in their 30s or 40s, mind you, just suffered a stroke. And for me with this clotting disorder, such a dangerous and deadly thing can happen from literally doing nothing but sitting too long. Like, how crazy is that, right? I have this immune system that can fight off diseases, but sitting in a chair for too long will cause the blood in my veins to clump up and then send a piece of it up into my lungs and kill me. Sometimes it feels like our bodies can be so strong and resilient, and other times it feels like they're just so fragile. Now, once you've had a health scare, it's hard not to think about the possibility of having another one. But living life cautiously waiting for signs of another heart attack, stroke, or blood clot can lead to a really dark and depressing place. After all, this is the only body we have in this lifetime, so the idea that we're not on the same team is pretty painful. So here I am, sitting on the floor after doing some cardio and push-ups. I feel the blood rushing into the muscle tissues, a warmth radiating through my body up into my face, and my heartbeat knocking into my chest. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that annoyance, those thoughts of frustration with my body and the unfairness of my condition, dissolves into this quiet little moment. I start remembering some of the things that I've done in my life that required a strong and healthy body. Experiences that have brought me so much joy and are some of my fondest memories in life. Things like scuba diving for the first time, something I'd always wanted to learn, exploring what feels like a whole other universe under the sea, watching a group of manta rays float by during a trip to Bali, or hiking to the summit of a volcano in Guatemala, this super steep, intense climb through a beautiful green forest, and an overnight camping trip where we watched an active volcano erupting at midnight, or skydiving with my friends for my 22nd birthday, falling through the clouds and seeing the California coastline from thousands of feet up in the air, something that put us all in this new and exciting and unique environment together that changed our perception of ourselves and what kinds of fears we're willing to embrace and push through, or the ability to literally climb mountains. My body has helped me scale these huge, beautiful rock walls that make you feel small in comparison, and remind you of the grandeur of nature, forcing you to balance physical strength and endurance with calmness of mind. I'm remembering all of these things, and I start to feel this immense sense of pride, joy, and most of all, gratitude. My body, for all its moments of fragility, has been there with me as I've gone out into the world and experienced these amazing things. It's connected me to nature. It's carried me through milestones. And it's done all of this despite poor sleeping habits, a diet with too much sugar and processed foods, nights of excessive drinking, and so much time spent slouching over this stupid little mind-numbing screen. And so this brief moment of reflection helped me realize that my body isn't fighting me. It wants nothing more than to be aligned with my whole being, to experience life to the fullest. It wants to climb mountains, to surf waves, to run in the sand and play in the snow. It wants to be taken care of, honored for what it's capable of, and recognized for all of the tasks that it does every day without me even asking. Not having someone take it for granted and be annoyed with all of the things that it's struggling with. We're all gonna slow down physically at some point. Those of us in our 30s are already feeling the beginning of that. We're all going to face the reality that our physical bodies will get slower, less flexible, and more fragile over time. They're supposed to. That's the cycle of life. So while we still can, while our physical body is still here, connected to everything that makes us who we are in this lifetime, even despite any health issues that might arise, let's do our best to take care of it, to embrace it, and to be grateful for all that it can do, rather than focusing so much on what it can't.